Stop recording button. Double tap to activate.
Hello, my yarn loving friends. Yes, this video is about yarn. We're gonna talk yarn tonight. We're gonna talk about animation, a 100% DK weight 100% mercerized cotton DK weight yarn from Knit Picks and We Crochet. Now, if you don't know, Knit Picks and We Crochet are the same company, but they have two different websites. Knit Picks geared towards knitters, crochet.com for crocheters. Now, I happen to knit and crochet, so of course, I visit both websites. The beauty for me, they have different specials and sales on each website. Yeah, double the fun. And also, I'm just telling you that because if you knit, even if you don't crochet, guess what? You can still go to crochet.com and shop there for twice the deals. And if you crochet but you don't knit, you can still go over to Knit Picks for twice the deals, right? So they got different specials every month. So animation, you can buy animation at either website, but for the month of April 2025, it is the yarn of the month and it is on sale at 20% off. It is regularly $2.99 a skein. That is a good deal anyways, in my opinion. But right now at 20% off, it is $2.39 a skein. That's pretty good. I mean, they are little skeins. They're 139 yards, which is that's pretty good. For $2.39, I think that's definitely a good price. So, yes, I knew it was on sale all month. I wanted to make a video about it all month, but as somebody who knits and crochets, I really wanted to make some samples so people could see both. Now, I did have my crochet samples done. I had them done months ago before I even knew it was going to be out of the month. But I didn't have anything knit with it yet. And so I've just been busy working on other projects. The month got away from me and I was like, oh, you still need to knit up something with animation so you can encourage people to buy it. You can show people, right? Because when you want to buy a yarn, you want to see, like, what does it look like knit up? What does it look like crocheted up? We want this channel to be for both. If you knit, you're welcome here. If you crochet, you're welcome here. If you're just thinking about knitting and crocheting, you're welcome here. And I hope that I can encourage you to love yarn and knitting and crochet as much as I do, because I try to knit and crochet every day and it brings me so much joy. So grab a project, grab your knitting, or any craft will do, right? You want to cross stitch while we hang out? You go right ahead. You want to paint? You want to fold your laundry? Whatever. And if you don't know yet, hi, my name's May. I love yarn. I love to knit and crochet, and I also happen to be visually impaired, so I knit and crochet by feel. And yes, I'm colorblind. So let's just get that out of the way. I've never seen any color, and I'm blinded by the light. That's why we film in the dark. So let's take a look at what I have stitched up with animation over the last several months. The crochet, like I said, I think I did that in February or January even. And then the knitting, I just whipped out today and yesterday. So I just want to say too, this video is not sponsored by Knit Picks or We Crochet. It is not sponsored by them. They didn't ask me to make this video. They don't know about it, and they did not send me free yarn. They didn't, and that's perfectly okay, because then you get an unbiased opinion, right? You just get me, that person who's been working with it. You just get my opinion for whatever that's worth. But let's take a look. If you're blind or visually impaired, I am holding up some in, oh gosh, I want to say this is navy blue. That's what I want to say. The whole colorblind thing, but I believe this is navy blue. So let's see what I worked up with this. I got some white out, and their white in this is a true white. It's a white. So if that's what you're looking for, that's great. But if you want an off-white, it does come in a color called Swan, which has got kind of a pale yellowy look to it. It's got, they have a color called Linen, which is a little bit more on the, I think, the tan side. And it really has sort of all those, the shades. If you're wanting to make like little plushies or little dolls with it, you certainly could do that. You can get black if you wanted a black. You can get coffee if you want a nice, dark, rich brown skin tone. You could do the coffee. And then, of course, they have lots of other fun colors. They have a whole range of blues. They've got it in azure, which I don't have. They have it in a medium blue. They have it in navy. They have it in clarity inlet. It comes in some bright yellows. If you want some bright yellows, it's got bumblebee, creme brulee. They have it in some nice reds. We got some nice red right here. We got this. This is so pretty. And I'm colorblind, and I'm telling you, this is pretty. This red is called pomegranate, and it is so pretty. Okay? I'm not going to lie. I can't even tell red from black. I can't. It's true. But I still, when I hear about colors, I get really excited about them. It's a strange thing. Okay? It is. I can't tell the navy from the pomegranate, so I really have to keep those separate. We have to work very hard for me to keep my pomegranate and my navy separate. So right there, see, I got my loose skein of my navy. That's got to go in the navy bag right now so I don't accidentally get it in my pomegranate bag. That would be bad. So, but they also have it in Fiesta Red. A whole range of colors. So let's look at what I stitched up. This first project, I do try to describe my projects and my yarn and what I'm doing for other people who are visually impaired, because I think that knitting and crochet are perfect crafts for people who are blind or visually impaired because they're tactile. So I like to use my words. I like to describe things when I can. But that's cool for you, because then guess what? You don't even have to watch the screen if you don't want to when we're hanging out. You can look at your craft. You can wash your dishes and just listen. Like me, it don't matter. It don't matter. So first thing I'm holding up, it is white. It is a doily. It's got, I think it's got 12 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's got 12. I think this is a 12-pointed star. And then in the middle, it's got this cute little heart. This is so cute. This is a YouTube tutorial by Jayda in Stitches. And she walks you through every single step. She got me through this, okay, without being able to see what she's doing. If she can do that, you can do it. And she starts you in the middle. And this was hard for me, too, to shape this heart. Wow, that was a challenge for me, okay? But I did it. And she walks you through. Her tutorials are amazing. She gets me through stuff. So this is so pretty. You've got the heart in the middle, and then it comes out and it kind of, it's mesh basically. You do some chains and some single crochets. You got this mesh, and then you've got, I would probably call these maybe some split shells, probably is what those are called. And then you got these points. This is beautiful. This is a Valentine's. I'm pretty sure this project came out in February. I'm not even sure if it was from this year or not, but it's a really pretty little Valentine's Day. Of course, any time of year is a good time for hearts, right? Now, I made this in white, but as I was working with the pomegranate, I was thinking, ooh, I should try to remake this sometime. And the pomegranate, wouldn't that be pretty? Yeah, that would be beautiful. Oh my gosh. Now I'm feeling like I gotta redo that project. So pretty. So if I can figure out how, I'm gonna try to put links in the description box to these projects. But if not, if you're watching me on YouTube, I bet you know how to use Google, right? Jayda in Stitches, heart doily. Okay, so that's in the white. The next doily. This is a pineapple shell. This is a pineapple doily. It's a pineapple lace doily. It is white. I also use the white for this. And this is also a YouTube tutorial by Fiber Spider. And this is 2 or 3 parts. I can't remember for sure. But he got me through it. His tutorials are also very, very good. Now, the pineapple lace, if you had a grandmother who crocheted or something, you've seen pineapple lace. I mean, right? My grandma crocheted. And she made doilies just like this. She made the pineapple lace doilies all the time. And that was definitely on my list. When I started learning how to crochet last year, I was like, I wonder if I'll ever be able to do the beautiful lace doilies that my grandma made. Now, my grandmother crocheted with the beautiful crochet thread. And I'm really new to crochet. And I'm visually impaired, so I gotta feel my stitches. So I really haven't tried. I bought crochet thread. I got all ambitious. I was like, ooh, I bet I can buy crochet with some crochet thread. I actually bought the crochet thread before I started learning to crochet. I thought I was gonna knit with it, and I can actually knit with really fine threads like that. It's the number 3 crochet thread is probably really like a fingering weight yarn, so I could probably I do knit with fingering weight yarn, so I could probably do that. But my grandmother crocheted with the fine crochet thread. Now, I am not there yet, but I still really wanted to make lace crochet doilies. And that's what I think animation is really good for. It, as a mercerized cotton, it's smooth. It works through the hook easily. I did not find it splitty. Like some cottons can be splitty. This is not splitty. I had no problems at all with splitting. Even with, I'm trying to remember what size hook I used with this. It might have been a 4.25 or a 5. But I know they don't recommend hooks that, I think the hook size recommendation for this is, I believe, a C to a G, which in my set is a 4.25. It is not splitty. Some cottons are splitty, and for me, they can be frustrating to work with. This is not splitty. It is mercerized cotton, so it's a little coarser than some of your cottons. Like, it's not a Pima cotton, it's not a Mako cotton, so it would be geared more towards household items. But when I knit with it, which I'll show you in a little bit, I did knit with it also. It's pretty soft. I just don't know if I do garments with it, but it is surprisingly soft for a mercerized cotton. I was pleasantly surprised when I knit with it. I was pleasantly surprised at how soft it is. And I don't yet know, I have not done a wash and dry test. I don't even use my dryer here. So I haven't washed it though. So I don't know, some cottons get softer as they get washed. Some get stiffer, you know. So I don't know how it's going to turn out when it's washed. If it's going to get softer, it might be great for garments. But I think there are better garment cottons. But I do think if you want to do pretty lace doilies like your grandma did, but you're intimidated by crochet thread, then I think this is a nice DK. It's a DK, so it's an 8-ply. This is a really nice DK weight cotton that you can still do really pretty fine lace doily work. I mean, no, it's not. These are the chains, right? It's not as fine as the stuff that my grandmother did, but you can still do pretty stuff, really beautiful work with it. So I would say definitely yes to doilies, yes for coasters, yes for table runners, yes for dishcloths, for water bottle slings, for tote bags, cell phone pouches, bucket hats. I'm just on the fence about whether or not I do garments with it. But maybe I'm already thinking a lot about a bucket hat. I got some ideas. If you listen to my videos, I get kind of all kinds of ideas running around in my head, right? I get distracted and I'm here and I'm there and I'm like, ooh, what about this? I can make that. And I got ideas all the time, get inspired. As soon as I touch yarns, I start thinking about what they want to be, right? I start touching yarns and I'm like, what does that want to be? What could that be? Ooh. So I already have some bucket hat ideas in my head for this. I do think it's soft enough for that. So yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential. And they do say that you can make like little plushies and stuffies with it. You know, I don't know that because of the whole visual impairment thing and crochet, and I can knit with really fine yarns, and I can knit with the size 1 needles. That's fine because your stitches are on your needle. I can feel them. I have yet to manage the crochet with the fine hooks. So if I was gonna knit up a plushie toy, I'd probably you could use this for like $1 or something. I don't know that I would try to crochet with it because you probably have to use, you know, like a size 3mm hook, and I'm just not there yet. I'm terrible at plushies. I'm terrible at amigurumis. They are not my strength. I'm not good at them. And there's really nice, soft, plushy, big yarns for that. So, but they do say you can use it for that. It certainly would be washable if you wanted some play stuff. I know some people are really into making like play food. Little ones like the play food. So like the eggs and just different shapes of food that I've seen people make for kids. This probably will be good for that. I think on the knit pick side, they've got like a little truck or something that you can make with it, like a little vehicle. That'd be kind of squishy and soft for like a little, you know, little 2-year-old or something, a little plush car or something all knit up. So I think there's a lot of potential there. And if you know me, you know I like to test out my cottons, my anything that's like supposed to be a kitchen cotton. You know I'm gonna make a dishcloth out of it, right? I will make a dishcloth. They're fast, they're easy, they're cute, they're fun, they're practical. So yes, I did make a dishcloth. This is a heart. I don't know if you can see it with the I will, if I remember, I try to remember at the end to turn the light on. I'm blind by light, but I know people want light to see, so I like to turn on the light at the end and show you the projects. But this is a dishcloth. It has a seed stitch border, and then it has a stockinette background, and then it has one of those pictures where it's got a heart in it. I thought a heart would be perfect for the pomegranate, right? I like these little knit pearl pictures because they are tactile. I can feel them. Some of them can be challenging because you can't always memorize the patterns, but a heart, I know what it looks like, right? And I know it's symmetrical. So if you're blind or visually impaired, a heart dishcloth can be a good, if you want to practice with doing some of these tactile pictures that you can knit and crochet. If you're like, I want to do these tactile pictures so I can feel them. A heart's a good place to start, because especially if you know what one looks like, right? I do know some people who've been totally blind from birth don't always, unless they've touched something. I imagine most people have touched an outline. They felt like a raised puffy heart sticker or something, or they felt it. So I think most people have a good idea of what a heart feels like, even if you've never had sight. I imagine that you've had the opportunity to touch one, like a heart-shaped stuffed pillow or something. So you know what you're going for. And then it's symmetrical. So whatever you do on one side, you're going to get to your midpoint, and then you're just going to repeat it in reverse on the other side. So it makes it easy to memorize. So I just did a little heart. I did not design this. I can't take credit for the design. The design is designed by Daisy and Storm. It is free on a blog. She's got like a blog. I will try to link that up in the description box. Make sure I give them credit for that. And these are fun because these are cast on with 45 stitches. You just cast on 45 stitches and you knit 2, purl 2. And then just all you have to do. So if you're a beginner knitter and you can cast on and you can knit and you can purl, and bind off. That's all you need to do to make these little pictures. You don't have to do lace. You don't have to do shaping. You don't have to do increases. You don't have to do cables, right? And just knit and purl. So she has a whole grouping of these where this has a DK. This is the size that you'll get. But you could always do these in a worsted weight, in like an acrylic or a wool or a acrylic wool blend. They'd be larger, and then she has a bunch of them stitched together as Afghan squares, so that's fun, right? And she's got a bunch of shapes. She's got a heart, she's got some letters. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember all the shapes. She's got some cool I think she's got a seahorse maybe, and a turtle, maybe a bear. I just can't remember. My mind is totally blanking. But she's got a whole bunch of shit. She's got like 20 or more of these little squares. And they're all the same size, so you can make a whole variety of them, or pick and choose 6 of them or whatever, and, you know, do a whole little arrangement in a blanket with like an acrylic blend or 100% acrylic, wool acrylic blend. So you can use these squares for dishcloth, but you can also make them for blanket squares. And one thing also, as I was looking at this red and this white, I was thinking the red and the white together might make some really pretty like crochet placemats. If you're looking for placemats for your table, if you put that pomegranate together with the white, you could do some really pretty, they could be holiday. I think that the red and the white could be very Christmas, and they could also be very Valentine's, right? So you could do some really pretty circular like placemats maybe with the red, and then put some real pretty little crochet lace trim on the edging. I'm just saying, pretty in my opinion. Then you could make like 4 of those or something. For your own, or 6, or whatever you need for your dinner table. So you could do some nice pretty circular placemats with the red and the green that you could use, you know, for December, for Christmas, and you could use them again for Valentine's Day, right? Something special if you want to cook at home maybe, because restaurants can be a little crazy sometimes. So if you want a nice romantic dinner that you cook at home, you could have some real pretty little crocheted with some white. You could do some red and some white trim around the edges, or you could make like 4 or 6 of those and give them as a gift to somebody. A birthday gift, a Christmas gift. Somebody's got a wedding anniversary. You can make those. You can make them a set of those. You could make, you could put the red and the white together and do some holiday dishcloths and give those as like a gift, again, like a Christmas gift or a hostess gift. You get invited to somebody's place for, you know, dinner. You could make them like a little set of dishcloths or placemats and bring them back with a bottle of wine, little gift, right? So that's what I could see. That's what I see with this when I touch this yarn, when I feel it all knitted up like this. That's what I and this is soft enough. You could do like there are some cottons that I wouldn't even say to do like soap sacks with or washcloths with. I think this is one that you could. It's soft enough. It's not super soft. It's not a Pima, but when I touch it to my face, it feels nice. It doesn't feel rough. So I think you could use soap sacks with this cotton. I might use this for a washcloth instead of a dishcloth because it's soft enough to me that I could use something like that. So I say play around with it, but those are some of the immediate things that I see are crochet doilies, I see placemats, I see soap sacks with this, and of course, right, this is what I was working on tonight. It's a water bottle sling because hydration is so important. I've always been big on that. I think most people don't get enough water. I think it's important to take if you're going on a walk, take your water. Going on a hike, take your water. I used to go dragon boat paddling, bring my water. Used to work out in the gym, I bring my water. I go to yoga class, I bring my water. Okay, so I'd have a water bottle with me at work, everywhere. Most people, it's so good for your kidneys, your liver, flush out anything that's going on in your body. So I like water bottle slings, and that way your water's always with you, right? You know, you're not leaving it someplace sketchy, anything like that. You got it in your control. So to me, a water bottle pouch is like, it's an accessory, right? It's an accessory, which means you should have them in multiple colors and styles and designs, right? As an accessory. So that's how I feel about that. So this one is knit, and I just did a spiral. This is such a simple little 6 spiral, and then you go out. I did that in that pomegranate, and then I started adding some white stripes. I was hoping to make this for like a summertime where you could rock your red, white, and blue, go to the fireworks in the park, right? Fireworks in the park. You can bring a red, white, and blue water bottle pouch. You're going to the Memorial Day parade in a month. You could bring a red, white, and blue water bottle sling. I mean, come on, how patriotic. Now, I ended up using the navy. As you know, I'm colorblind. Let me say it again. I think probably I don't have a good idea of the blue in the American flag. Sometimes I see it and it looks almost like a navy blue to me. It looks so dark. Other times I see it and I'm like, I think that's more of a medium blue. So this does come in a medium blue. I probably should have used the medium blue to really get that true American flag look to it, because that was what I was going for, right? That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting for this summer. So if you wanted to make like a red, white, and blue one, I would probably go with the pomegranate. They also have it in Fiesta Red, so you could do the Fiesta Red and the white, and then you could go with the medium blue and see if you like that look better. But you know, fireworks in the park, Memorial Day parades, red, white, and blue water bottle sling while you're out there in the sun. You don't want to get dehydrated out there. You don't want your kids to. The other thing you could do, because this comes in so many colors, as I was just working with the red and the white, of course I was thinking like, you know, Christmas. So you could just leave it red and white for Christmas. You could probably do some shaping on the top. I put an I-cord. That's what I was busy doing tonight. I did the navy. I did the top in the navy. I did the I-cord. I did a video on the I-cord. I was going to do that tonight instead of this video, but because it's only 20% off through the end of the month, it should post, this video should post on the 27th. That will give you 4 days, 27, 28, 29, 4 more days to get your animation at 20% off. Now, of course, you can't buy it all year long, but you'll be paying $2.99 instead of $2.39. If I can save you that 60 cents, I'm happy to do it. And hey, if you buy a 10-pack, well, is that like $6? Don't ask me to do that kind of math right now, but I think that's $6. Yeah, you're welcome. So I wanted to get this out sooner. So you might see the I-cord video later on. But as I was working on this, I was thinking about the red and the white. And it also made me think of like a wine bottle cozy. Maybe at Christmas time, you're going to somebody else's house for Christmas and you want to bring a bottle of wine. You could do the red and the white. You could stripe it. You could leave off the I-cord, but you could make the I-cord. You'll see that I put these little eyelets in here. So you could weave you could probably make it a little bit longer so that it covers a wine bottle. And then
CBS News. Officers who attended Trump's January 6th rally petition Supreme Court to allow their anonymity in public records.
We got some news coming on. I don't even know what that's about. My phone, if you don't know yet, I use a screen reader on my phone, and it'll just randomly read me news, headlines, all kinds of stuff. So it's reading me something from the news. I don't even know what's going on, but it's reading me some news. So you will hear my screen reader in the background. But, and it just reads random stuff. It'll read the weather. It'll read about product recalls. It'll read about the news. It just randomly tells me stuff. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I know. I'm like, what? What are we talking about? So, anyways, sorry for the interruption. But we've got these nice little eyelets. And you could put your I-cord through there and then tie it up. Or you could put any kind of bow. You could like a satin bow. You could put your eyelets and then put like a piece of satin ribbon through there and tie it up. So you could use it as like a little gift bag for a bottle of wine like that. And the other thing that I was thinking about if I'd omitted the blue, I'm already having regret. Not that I like navy, it's a fine color. I just wasn't the best choice. I was just working with what I could grab in my mountain of yarn. If you don't know that, I have a mountain of yarn. So, I don't go to like college games a lot, but I am a big hockey fan. I love college hockey. I usually just watch it on YouTube. I don't go. But say your kid was on the hockey team. The colors of my closest, the school that I went to school to, that I worked at, are red and white. So you could do these water bottle cozies, these water bottle slings in your kids' school colors. And then when you're sitting out there watching the soccer game, watching the softball game, right? You could have your water bottle done up, all knit up, in the colors of your kid's school. So ours is actually red and white. So had I left the blue off, I could be going in to the hockey game, to a football game, to a softball game with my water and sporting my school colors. So if you're sitting out watching a softball game or a soccer game, know that you can make some cute little water bottle slings and you can sport your kids' team's colors, right? It's a way to show off the colors of your team. So that's really fun. That's just some ideas, right? That's all that goes on in my head. It's kind of a busy place up in there sometimes, okay? So that's all that goes on in my head when I play with animation, okay? So I hope this gives you some ideas. This should give you 4 days to get it 20% off. And this should give you an idea. When I feel this knit up, it really does feel like a much softer mercerized cotton than I've ever felt. I think you could do washcloth with it and soap sacks. So this is just the immediate stuff that comes to mind. Crochet doilies, placemats, coasters, dishcloth, soap sacks, water bottle slings in your school colors, wine bottle cozies for housewarming gifts, red and white, dishcloth sets for gifts. So I'm kind of full of ideas, as you can tell. I get yarns, I touch them, my mind starts getting inspiration. So let me pause it for a minute. Let me turn on the light. Let me let you see this stuff in the light of day. All you sighted people, I can accommodate sighted people. I lived in the sighted world my whole life. I know. I'm the oddity. I am fully aware of that. So here we go.
Pause. Button. Pause.
Okay, so in the light, here you go. This is what the heart doily looks like. My heart is a little bit misshapen. Not great. You do have to make a chain and work in the center. But this is what mine looks like. This is a YouTube tutorial by Jayda in Stitches. And this is what it will look like worked up in animation. So pretty. This is the pineapple doily. The YouTube tutorial is by Fiber Spider, and he puts on great tutorials. So there you go. That's really pretty. It's beautiful. These are just like the ones my grandma made. And I'm so excited that somebody's been able to walk me through them on YouTube. Just like grandma. Okay. And then we got, this is the heart dishcloth in the pomegranate. And I really hope that you can see that picture. I hope it is tactile, which I love. But I really hope you can see that. And you can see that little square. And that's Daisy and Storm. And that is free on the blog. Of course, I'm sure there's a paid version that's ad-free PDF. But you can just go to the blog. I'll try to link that up. And look at all the different squares. So if you want to make the square bigger, you certainly could. And make a whole Afghan. And then this is the water bottle sling by yours truly. That's just a simple spiral bottom. I just made this up. And then this is what it looks like, right? You can see the navy. I should have gone with a different blue, but I couldn't find a different blue in the house, in the stash, and I just was getting frustrated. So I just went with the navy. But anyway, that's what it looks like in the light. Okay, I hope that gave you a good idea of what, I hope that gave you some inspiration and ideas. Maybe make some placemats for the holidays, Valentine's Day. I hope that gives you some ideas on what you can do with animation at DKWay mercerized cotton, 20% off at crochet.com through April 30th, 2025. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.
Pause.